Hi all. I don't know why I feel like I look crooked. Anyway, hi, it's Shulamit Lazarus. I've been wanting to do a video about what a habit is. There are many people that think that you can just break a habit. That is completely wrong. Let's look at what a habit really is and why I'm going to get off, my ass and go to the gym, New Year's resolutions, or I'm going to eat better or whatever. Excuse me, I'm going to just make myself a little taller. Can't help it, I'm 5'3". Anyway, so I want you to realize the myth that has been going on about breaking a habit. And, just stop doing what you're doing. Right? Just stop doing what you're just decide. You're going to decide that it's going to be different. And so New Year's comes around and you're all excited about this New Year's resolution thing that you're going to do, and it's the beginning of a new year and you're going to change your life, and you're going to go to the gym and you're going to eat right, and you're not going to get into toxic relationships, and you're going to ask for the money that you want from your boss, and you're going to be in the job that you want, and so on and so on and so on. And it doesn't work. You may be able to do it for about 2 weeks, right? But then it starts falling apart. And why does it fall apart? It starts falling apart because people don't understand what a habit is. So let's look at what a habit is. I'm going to come from the perspective of something called the morphogenetic field. So what is a morphogenetic field? Morphos means to shape, and genetic means to create. So a morphogenetic field is a field of information. So I'm just going to lower this a little bit so you can see that my arm, right, has the same constituents as my leg, right? But it's shaped differently. And that's because it has different data that is governing it, right? It governs the shape, it governs the creation. So a morphogenetic field is something that's really, really important to understand because it actually governs the collective unconscious of humanity. It not only governs your fingernail, but it governs our whole planet. And this is the reason why they have the 100th monkey idea, which is that a monkey here does something, and all the way on the other side of the world, a monkey there somehow knows how to do it, kind of magically, right? All right, so now we're starting to understand more about quantum physics and quantum mechanics and what Einstein called spooky action at a distance. I'm a healer. I'm clairsentient. I feel energy with my mind. How is that absolutely possible? It's possible because consciousness is non-local. Consciousness is like a pulse of your heartbeat that goes 360 degrees, which is why when we do an EKG, we pick it up everywhere, right? Consciousness is everywhere. Consciousness carries the same information everywhere. It's non-local. Why is that important? Because you're feeding your information into a field. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit, right? You learn things as a child that gets downloaded in you, and you are a field. The subconscious mind is a field, which is why typical talk therapy doesn't work. And that's because we have 60,000 plus thoughts a day. And out of those, 5% of them are conscious. That means that 95% is unconscious, subconscious thought. And so while you're busy going, I'm going to go to the gym, fill all those things in, what's really happening is, oh yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Actually, you don't deserve that money. And you really don't feel like you're worthy of that guy or that girl. You're really not supposed to be a success because dad was supposed to be the success in the family, or you really can't allow yourself to shine because we were taught that we shouldn't allow ourselves to be seen. And it just goes on and on and on and on, right? From birth to 7 is download, and after that is playback. So I'm going to keep talking about data. And the reason why I talk about data is because I want to remove judgment, but also because It's data. It's actually data, okay? All of everything that we see, hear, feel, touch is packets of data that if you actually perceived it as it is, as data, you'd be overwhelmed. So you have this data and you have this belief, right? Now, you've been running that belief. Anything that comes close to it, you run. So I want you to imagine a running track. And that running track, you keep running with the same steps in the same places all the time. All the time, wind, rain, sun, it doesn't matter. All the time you're running with the same steps, right? What's going to happen eventually to those steps? Eventually they're going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. And what's going to happen is if you decide, I want to step somewhere else, you've been running that track so often for so long, and there's steps that are so deep that even if you decide you're going to go in between those two steps, you default slide into it and you end up in the same step. So that's really the issue of breaking habits. And a habit can be anything. It can be the way you tie your shoe. It could be the way you brush your teeth. It could be the way you think about things. It can be a relationship pattern. It can be your issue with food, and it can lead all the way to the complete range of hate and anger and prejudice and all of the stuff that holds us back. Habit, 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 right? So what we have to do is, this running track is there. It already has your steps. It's already deep. You're defaulting into them. There's nothing you can do about it. What needs to happen is that you need to turn away from this running track and create a new running track. And the way you do that is by putting down a whole new set of data, right? And you need to practice it in something called matrix re-imprinting, where we actually go back to the self that laid down that data and actually create a relationship and change that experience of that self. It literally changes the present and the future, because the person over here could not ever have had your past, right? So we are changing the data. There are different ways to do that. We can clear things. As an EFT master, I can help you clear things. Or we can work with matrix re-imprinting. There's imagery. There's all sorts of possibilities of how to do it, but the important thing is to create a new field. So as you create that new field, and you imbue it with all the senses and all the passion and all the power and all the commitment, and you keep purposefully stepping into this new place, what happens is, as you're not using this field gets erased. Wind, rain, sun, doesn't matter, just keeps getting erased until there's no more footsteps there. And you find yourself seamlessly unfolding into this new pattern of behavior. So that's not about breaking a pattern. It's about creating a new one and reinforcing it and reinforcing it and reinforcing it, while this one starts to disappear. And it cannot happen if you're always focusing on that one not being this one, right? Because then you're actually strengthening it. So it's a complete turn away into a new pattern. And it also cannot happen if you're carrying self-limiting beliefs, because they will pull at you. Griefs will pull at you. Hate will pull at you. You know, all sorts of issues that you haven't resolved, they will pull at you. They won't let you go. You won't be able to create the thing that you really want while another part of yourself is pulling in the opposite direction, because remember what I said, 95% is unconscious, subconscious thought. And for most of us, and you can see from our society today, that 80 to 90% is negative. I can't, I won't, I don't know how, I'm not good enough. It goes on and on and on, right? Men are this, women are that, money is this, my body is that. It's just on. God is this, God is that. It just goes on. Judgment, 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 story, story, story. These stories will hold you back. Your being knows these stories as if they are actual facts, right? But in the same way, you can create a new reality, and they will be experienced as actual fact. But instead you will shine, and instead you will fly. And that's the idea. Okay, I just want to make it really fast. I'm very proud of myself. 10:15. I think everybody can see the whole thing. And I send you all love. Okay, if you enjoy my videos, please hit subscribe, because people are kind of down that they haven't been getting my videos. And also you can reach me on Facebook, Facebook.com/Shulamit Lazarus. And you can also look me up on ShulamitLazarus.com on my website, which is very, very funky right now because it's in the middle of being changed. All right, have an absolutely wonderful day. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.